Strike 3. However, I'm going to bring it back around a second, guys. I hope I'm not being a downer down here. I hope everybody had a good week, man. Sorry. Hope I'm not killing the vibe here. But look, that's how we do around here, y'all. That's how we do. So, recap. Ashland, March 15, 2026. Footprint only. Not even near where all this sighting is supposed to happen. Jefferson County, May 2025, a year ago. Not part of it, right? Portage County, where the other 16 were taking place, or 15 in Trumbull with the number 16. No police reports. Nobody gave their name. No physical evidence. And no BFR reporting whatsoever, right? Boom. Strike number 4. Guess we're going deep into this one, guys, right? You know how we talk about this a lot. We talk about a lot of this, how they live, and a lot of the reports that we've done is where they're at, right? So again, we talk about cave systems, right? Appalachian Mountain Range is the oldest cave system on the planet. It was confirmed sometime last year that when the Earth was, all the continents were combined together in Pangea, the Appalachian Mountain Range already existed. So during the Great Flood, the Younger Dryas, when the continents ripped apart, the Appalachian Mountain Range was already formed, and it slid right over. Appalachian Mountain Range runs from Georgia, above ground, all the way up into, the eastern part of Canada. But they just found caves in Georgia going all the way down to Alabama, and I'm telling you, they go all the way down to Louisiana. In fact, I have a theory on this as well. A little side note here. I don't know if you remember about a year ago when Asheville, North Carolina flooded. I have family that live on the other side of that place down there in a place called Elizabeth. And in fact, there's people in my chat, I don't want to put their names out there, that live in this place called Mountain City up there. And they couldn't figure out, they had a hard time kind of explaining where all those floodwaters came from. I think they came out of the caves. I think somehow the caves flooded up, right? And over the top of that mountain came down out of the mountain, right? That's just a personal theory that I have, right? But about 4 years ago, Russian scientists had discovered that underneath the crust of the Earth, there's more water than all the oceans of the Earth combined. So if you read the Bible, it talks about, water coming out of the ground. Water shot up out of the ground as well as coming out of the sky, right? And when that water shot up out of the ground, that's what ripped the continents apart, right? Another theory I have, or I tell people, is that they talk about the ark being made of gopher wood. So, gopher wood only grows in Florida, so therefore the ark was built in Florida. No. Florida wasn't here where it's at now before the flood started. So it was somewhere completely different. And when it ripped the continents apart, that's how violent it was. This is kind of where Florida settled. And again, this is a scientific fact as well, right? And again, people just don't do that extra step, because I've told you several times on this channel that Antarctica was flash frozen. Antarctica has about 3 miles of ice. You drill down to it, you get in a palm tree, right? They found a woolly mammoth down there with leaves still in its stomach, right? That's because it went from tropical to freezing in about 4 hours. It's called a flash freeze, right? And the actual official scientific term for that is called crustal earth displacement. It's where the top of the Earth's crust slips and basically slides like that. So you're over here 1 minute, and then 3 hours later, you're over here, right? Totally devastating. But I digress. I'm just going off on a whole little tangent here, right? So now we talk about cave systems, right? How they live, right? Jefferson County, where the one that was seen in May 2025 crossing the road, very nice, man. Nice cave system down there. Ashland County, where they had the footprint, right? Limited. Not a lot. No known major caves, but they have a few. Portage County, where the mass sighting happened, going up into Trumbull, 0 caves. None whatsoever up there, right? Not a cave region at all. So that's strike like 5, I think, that we're going on here, right? Again, Jefferson County, where the one with the guy, I actually believe the trucker story, man. I actually believe it. Where the guy saw the Bigfoot walking across the street or whatever. That right there is prime, cave area, right? So I actually believe his story on that, because it ticks a lot of my boxes. Other than no police reporter, he didn't give his name, but that's fine. Ashland County, I would say maybe. Can't rule that out, man. But the Portrait County one, no, I don't think so, man. It's a lot of forest parks and wetlands, right? But not a place something would, be able to live underground, period, would be up there in Portrait County, right? Up in Northeast Ohio, right? So, yeah, guys, that's like strike number 4, man.
Subscribe now and turn on notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.